Every summer, I spend the season searching for something familiar. And it was only recently that I realized that I've been searching for the nostalgic feeling of the summers from my childhood, when summer days felt endless and full of delicious possibilities. The feeling of freedom, of inspiration, the feeling of endless, lazy days when anything seemed possible. As an adult, summer seems to pass by in a blur of heat and busyness. But as a kid, summer stretched endlessly out in front of you. There was plenty of time to enjoy every melty ice cream cone, every salty ocean swim, and every muggy thunderstorm. As a kid, there was only you, summer, and endless amounts of time. There was no agenda, no plans, and no stress. But as an adult, it is so much harder to slow down and soak it in. It's one of life's cruel ironies. You don't appreciate or even notice the magic of summer until you're grown and constantly getting pulled in 10 different directions. And by then, you're too busy to enjoy it. I was longing to feel that magic again, and I was in luck. I was about to get a taste of summer. It arrived early the second week of May, giving us a preview of all that was to come. So how does someone already struggling to find joy feel the magic of summer again? For me, I found that it all began with mindfulness. Dedicating pockets of time to focus on one thing without interruption or distraction. By allowing yourself to become immersed in one moment at a time. When you're not thinking of the sorrows and regrets of the past or the tasks of the future, time truly does feel endless. When summer decided to arrive early, that one week in May, with no agenda in mind, I allowed the universe to pull me where it wanted, as that's often how you create the best memories. And this was how I found myself at sunset, sitting at one of my favorite places, watching sparrows swoop and soar as the sun sank behind them. Soaking in that warm, rosy glow and being captivated by those dancing sparrows was blissful. This simplest of moments is already on my list of favorite summer memories for 2023. Summer has its own precious cycle and rituals. Practicing these rituals each year is another way to capture the feeling of summer. My first summer ritual is to always create my summer bucket list. This list contains a handful of summer experiences that I'm determined to enjoy before the fall arrives. My list is always made up of simple joys, like getting an ice cream cone, going boating, visiting a farm stand, and of course, drinking a margarita outside on a hot day, just to name a few. Lately, I've noticed that I've been spending a lot of time in solitude. Just me, my camera, my thoughts, and nature. While I do believe that we all need some time alone, especially us introverts, to rest, recharge, and hear ourselves think, too much time alone can be unhealthy. It becomes easier and easier to escape into your own version of reality and not participate in real life. Like everything, it's all about maintaining a healthy balance. I've also noticed that the older I get, the more I crave and seek out simplicity. These days, I mostly dream of long, lazy days spent dipping my toes in a lake, reading a book, drawing in my journal, exploring and just creating. Jam-packed days and flashy plans don't appeal to me like they used to. An afternoon hike, a walk with a friend, or just the simple joys of going to a movie with Kevin make me perfectly content. Going to the drive-in movies at least once is always part of my summer bucket list. I love this little drive-in near us, especially because they always play these silly vintage cartoons. And though these days I do seek out these simple pleasures more and more, I still am always up for an unexpected adventure. The week was coming to a close, and Thursday dawned with only one task on the agenda: to meet my dad in Connecticut to deal with a very pesky cell phone issue. The day, however, quickly took an unexpected turn. After spending an hour getting endlessly frustrated by phone plans and technology, I found myself sitting in my dad's truck, his vintage aluminum feathercraft boat tethered behind us, as we flew over the Singing Bridge towards the Connecticut River. We were getting a head start on making some epic summer memories. And so we crossed the Singing Bridge once more, only this time, our view was much different. and down the river we flew, snug in the antique boat and taking in the sights. Along the way, we met up with a familiar face, my brother, who was always one of the first people to launch his boat every year. He truly understands the freedom and feeling of boating. As long as the river isn't iced over, he is always game for a boat ride. It doesn't matter how cold it is. There is nothing more quintessentially summer than spending a day on the water. And there's not much else on earth that makes me more happy than boating does. It's everything that defines summer and every summer cliche. Wind in your hair, the smell of sunscreen on your skin as you feel the warmth of the sun on your face, light rippling across the water. Feeling that cool breeze in my hair, and the coldness of the water on my hands. Seeing all the quaint sights on the river had me smiling from ear to ear. But soon, it was time to head back. After a quick tour of my brother's new project, we loaded up the feathercraft and headed out. And as I drove home that night, watching the sun turn the world gold, I got a feeling deep in my bones that this summer was going to be epic.